I thought of something that I believe is my first original thought as an adult. I think a lot of thoughts that we have are regurgitated. They don't come from inspiration. They don't come from silence. They just come from reading something and then spitting it out like it's your idea, like it's your thought. And I think that's very common because we are constantly consuming things. We're constantly consuming ideas and thinking, oh, yes, I thought of this on my own. There's no connection that would need to be made. It was just taking someone else's thought and using it as your own, regardless of if you truly understand it or not. And I'll give you a whole rigmarole how I came down to this original thought. And it also tells me, like, I need to spend more time in silence, contemplating things and thinking about how things connect with each other. And it's fascinating how the process worked for this because I had to experiment with the idea a few times to figure out if this is actually valid or if it was just valid in this one circumstance. If it's valid in that one circumstance, that's still a useful insight. It just isn't applicable to everything. And now, I don't know how robust this idea is, the one I'm going to tell you about. But thinking about it more and more, it has some robustness. It has some potential. And it's only those who are afraid that need to lie. Only those who are afraid need to lie. It came from the strangest of places because I play a game called Greopolis, the largest MMO in 2012. Now it's pretty dead. I just started it up again, and I'm quite liking it. And there's a player that is twice or three times my size, named Wise Watson. And I realized as I was speaking with her via text, I sent her the exact colonization time that I had to take over a city. And she's an enemy, technically. But I told her she's three times my size. And as I was working, later on in the day, I was doing some mindless work. And I had some music playing, and I was just thinking, and I was just processing. I should have lied. Why did I tell the truth? I should have lied. Lied to her. I shouldn't have told her that what I was doing, or what my intentions were. I should have just lied. It would have been strategically a better move, even though directly doesn't really matter. And I dawned upon the idea of only those who are afraid need to lie. Because lying is a sign of weakness. It means you are too afraid to face yourself or face the other individual and their thoughts and their opinions and their vocalizations. You are too afraid to suffer the consequences. And in this case, even though she could probably destroy me, probably, she's like twice my size, or three times my size or something, I wasn't really afraid. I still am though. People with power typically don't wield it in tyrannical ways until they are afraid, or they could have got it out of fear in general. And she could have lied to me. She could have told me not the truth about any of the things she was doing. But once again, the thought appeared as I was doing mindless tasks. I was like, someone who is powerful does not need to lie. they aren't afraid of the consequences because they've accepted them, or they can take care of those consequences. They aren't afraid of the consequences, and so they don't lie. Now, this is partially true in the sense that, like, people tell white lies all the time. But once again, that's out of fear of the consequences. Afraid of how the other person would respond if they heard the truth. Afraid of how, whatever. Or insecurity or whatever. Now, am I saying white lies are bad? Probably not. They're useful in certain degrees. But it was just a fun thought. And the question might arise, like, why are you sharing this on YouTube? Because no one fucking watches these. But one day when I'm older, like in 10 years or 15 years or whatever, I'll like to look back at this. Because it was cool to connect these dots and have this thought and really be proud of myself and my ability to create that thought. It was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. And I still stand by it's awesome. And I highly recommend if anyone, I don't know how I fucking connected all those dots to get to the answer I got to. I have no idea. So I can't tell you how to get original thoughts. And I want to get more of them. Original thoughts in the sense that I connected a bunch of dots and came to a conclusion that is unique in some degree. It's not like I read some book or watched some movie which gave me the idea and I just like mimicked it pretty much. It's cool. It's really cool. And that's it. That's the video. Yeah. Thanks for listening.